Welcome to the Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice.
Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I didn't know if I was going to speak about this subject because it is disturbing. I know there are a lot of men and women, children, elderly, and the like that have been through physical abuse, domestic violence, whatever phrase that we give it. And it is never easy to see and watch, especially if you're the victim or if you're a person that has had to watch it unfold. The video of Sean Combs grabbing, beating, punching, kicking Cassie Ventura to the ground is very hard to watch. It is disgusting. It is sad. It is hurtful. It is triggering. It is the most horrible thing I think I've seen in a long time, other than someone being killed. And that is just a travesty. I know that she had her civil suit. She was paid out within 24 hours. And I knew from that, I said, oh, they don't want this to come out. So let's just pay her and keep it moving. And people who don't understand the case around this, and she was not able to sue for criminal, in the criminal aspect where you actually get jail time. From what I understand, that statute of limitations was up. So the only option she had left was a civil suit, which involves being paid for your, I don't even want to say discomfort, but, listen, wow. For the abuser sympathizers, or the people, and you know what? No, we just gonna cut to the chase. I've seen a lot of guys in comments, men, that are like, "Oh, she just went for a payday. She just wanted to get paid." Now, this is even before this video coming out yesterday. You did not even try to get jail time for him, so this is just about money and what have you. Of course, I just talked about the statute of limitations being up, and the only choice she had, if she was going to do anything, would be civil, which involves being paid. A simple Google search, you could find this information. And I'm trying to be kind, but I don't really feel like being kind right now. I don't understand this world. You can't be this daft. You can't be this dumb. You can't be this stupid. You can't. You can't. is unconscionable for something like this. And I don't condone women putting their hands on a man and vice versa. I don't. Because if you're going to square up with a dude gonna square up with you. You know what I'm saying? Unless he has some serious control. I don't believe in women slapping men and doing that and, all them type of things. No, I don't. Anything of that nature should be in strict defense of yourself. I don't know what would cause anyone to say that they need context for this video. You were mad, even if you were in a shouting match, argument, y'all shoving each other around in a hotel room, whatever. We don't even know all those details. But even if that's what happened, the fact that she left and now she is hightailing it out of there and you come running in a towel, that's how enraged you were. To come running out in a public area, in common areas of a hotel, wrapped in nothing but a towel, kicking and punching her and dragging her like a dog. I don't care if it happened 20 years ago. It just proves what her lawsuit said. And I didn't think she was lying anyway, because there have been so many incidents with him that have just gone unreported, and people have been done so badly, mentally, physically, all the things. And this just gives a snippet into their relationship. Even if that was the only time, and we know that it's not because there's evidence to show that it wasn't, but even if it was the only time that happened, it is still horrible. It is still demonic. It's just unconscionable to me. I can't even think of all the words to use, to be honest. I don't know what it's going to take. And let me be clear, because I have listeners of all walks of life. Yes, there are people who lie about certain situations they've been in. Men lie, women lie. It does happen. But the overwhelming majority of women, especially, are not lying when they have been in a domestic abuse situation. Most of them are not lying. We really need to stop asking women why it took them so long to leave. We really need to stop asking rape victims, what were you wearing? We really need to stop asking, why did you stay? And we need to start asking, what is going on with this man or woman that they would do something like this? What is happening in their mind, in their brain, in their DNA makeup that is causing them to be this type of violent? People always want to victim blame. And again, of course, there have been times where people have lied about being in domestic violence. But like I said, statistically speaking, with physical evidence, overwhelmingly, women are abused in domestic violence situations. And this is an inside look to that. I will not post that video. I'm actually not really inclined to people reposting the video, obviously that gets clicks and, all that sort of stuff. Unless you're like an activist sort of account on social media or something to that effect. Don't even spread that video around. We're all going to see it anyway, because I want to say, I believe CNN broke the story. We're all going to see the video anyway. Don't glorify the video. But I want to really understand where we are, this being Mental Health Awareness Month. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Where are the abused, the victims? Where are you mentally? And if you need to get the help, Google, ask your phone, you can ask Siri, whatever you got to do to find out how you can get help. Because I understand very well that leaving abruptly is not always the answer. It has to be very strategic. And a lot of times, women will get stalked afterwards and sometimes even lose their life. So it has to be expertly and strategically orchestrated. And sometimes you need a team to do that. A domestic violence program or shelter, they know how to do these things to make sure that you don't get hurt on your way out. Then there's the other side of the mental health, that what is causing people to just fly off the handle in these fits of, this is more than a fit of anger though, this is rage from a place of hurt and hate. And what is causing people to even be in that space? So the abusers themselves, if you are an abuser, I don't know who listens to my show, or you have been a part of a domestic violence situation as the aggressor, you got to start looking at yourself and say, what is bringing me to this point in my life? Because like I said, even if you're in an argument, even if the other person is, in your face, it's hard to walk away. But it's the best thing you can do for yourself is walk away. And there are women who like to put their hands on men. Absolutely, it exists. But the best thing for you to do is to walk away. That way you are not on the other side of regret before you even get started. I know it's hard to do. I know sometimes it may seem impossible to do. But here we are now with this situation. And I'm going to look at this, I'm for people who know, I'm a New Yorker. My parents are from the islands, but, us kids, we were born here in the States. And, we grew up just like a whole lot of people, seeing Diddy and looking at him. And, before all of these sort of things started coming up, like, wow, he made it. He was like the Harlem dude from the city, he made it, like he's doing his thing, like he was one of us, and when we say one of us, we mean one of us from around the way, from the hood, or however you want to say it, and it was like, wow, this dude is really doing his thing, promoting and getting music, and over time, it just started breaking down. Over time, more and more musical artists that work with him have issues and contract problems, and it just always was something. And now we're seeing just a snippet of what he's capable of, and that's in a public space. So can you imagine what goes on behind closed doors? I urge people who are dealing with mental health issues, especially ones that put you in a violent space, to really get help. You don't have to continue to be this way. You don't have to continue to be violent. You got to find out what's going on to figure it out. But I just wanted to comment on this because it bothered me so deeply. And I am not against rehabilitation of people. I'm not a person, other than like murder or something really, I'm going to say take a life. Because this could have been a situation such as that had it gone on. We don't know. You may have struck that woman in her face because she mouthed off at you, but you don't always know your strength. You may have just struck her just to shut her up, and you struck her and, you rattled everything about her, and she could have died or has died. People have been through that. Fighting someone and punch them in the face and kill them. They wasn't meaning to do that. But it can happen. Anyway, I'm praying for Cassie and her family. And I'm also praying for Diddy's children. Especially the younger ones and ones who, just not in any type of fray. Because this is very hard to stomach. And we don't know what they've seen through the years. We don't know what they've been through, through the years. We have no idea. We can only speculate. But what we do know is we have seen a very good example of what he's capable of doing. And there's so many other men and women, I'm not going to take the women out of there, who are capable of this. Who are abusers, who are the aggressors. And we cannot sit by silent and watch this stuff unfold. We can't. It's too much now. It's too much. So as I said, I pray for his children because this has to be hard for them to grasp, especially if it's not something that they know about him, And I'll also, more than anything, put prayers up for Cassie, her husband, and their family. Because to see this, I'm sure, is like reliving it all over again. And that can't be easy. So again, if you are the aggressor or you are the abuser, you have to get help. You have to. This is not the legacy that you want, especially if you have children. This is not the legacy that you want for your life. It's not. And to those that have been abused and victimized and literally thrown away, God got you. God got you. But also get some therapy in there too. Some good, sound therapy. Because you may not be able to do this on your own. And you're going to need your village to help you. And if you don't have a village and you are alone, like physically, maybe you don't have your mom and dad may not be around or, that kind of thing. And you may not have extended family. Hopefully you have some friends. But even so, if you have none of that, look into therapy. Because you're going to need to unpack all of that. And that abuse could be coming from your childhood as well. We're talking about adults here right now. But a lot of this stems from childhood as well. As plenty of adults walking around 40, 50 years old sitting in a therapist's chair because of trauma that they experienced as a child. Mental, physical, and otherwise. So I pray for those people who have been through anything remotely close to this, that you seek and get help that you need. And those who are listening, who are in situations where they feel like they can't get away, make those phone calls, talk to the trusted friends and family and strategize a plan to get out. Because you need to be here. Your kids need you. Your family needs you. That's all I got for today, you guys. And I'll talk to you soon at Onyx Queen Media.